Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce you to another very useful feature in Zenphi. It's called eSign Power Task Form. But before introducing you to the feature, I want to show you the problem space. See, it's a very common thing to do when you're designing a process that you want to collect some information from people involved in the process. Use those information to generate a document, store the information somewhere, and also get the document, once generated, get the documents digitally signed. There are many flavors of this use case, especially when multiple people are involved in the process. For example, as part of your onboarding process, you want to collect some information from a candidate and generate offer letter and then send it to the candidate to sign. Or you may be getting or generating a contract, and as part of it, you may want to collect some information from the parties involved in the contract and then send a document, generate a document for them to sign. So that means people involved will be performing redundant steps. So what I mean is if you look at the process I've got here, the process gets initiated normally. You assign a task to the person, say the candidate, to collect some information, extra information, date of birth, I don't know, address, phone number, or extra social security number. You use those information to generate a document and also save the information into a system of record. Could be Google Sheets, could be a CRM system, could be HR system, and then send the document, the offer letter, to the candidate to sign. So candidate is involved two times. Now, with introduction of eSign Power Task Form, which is a patent pending feature in Zenphi, you can combine the two. Basically, you can use the power of Zenphi and Docusign, AdobeSign, or other supported e-signature provider to uh, send a document, generate a document, and use that document as also your task form to collect information. So you combine the two steps into one. So the user not only would sign the document, but also will provide you the extra information, which will be used part of the document and also can be saved in any other system of record when required. Now, if you compare the two side by side, you can see we are combining this action and this action into one step. Now, let me show you in action. I've got a very simple workflow here. In this flow, we are generating an offer letter, sending it to the candidate to enter some information and also sign. Then we'll send it to the manager to sign. And once signed, we extract the information provided by the candidate in the document and store them in a Google Sheet. Here, the first step, I go and generate the offer letter using the information I have. Let's look at the document actually. Let me show you the document. So I've got a bit of information. I've got all this information. Zoom in a bit. I've got all this information within double curly braces. So I use them to generate the document. However, there's a few more information at the bottom which I don't have, and I want to collect those information from the candidate. So like date of birth, phone number, and address. And also I want the candidate to sign. So generating document is straightforward. If I go back here, I show you. You see, pre-populating all those information within curly braces. I'm hard coding them, but it could come from any other step or any other trigger. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Once it's generated, we go to this. We use the Docusign in this instance to send the envelope. And then what I've done, I've come here and configured, send it to two people. First person is the candidate. This is the name of the candidate. And down here, I have specified a few more fields for the candidate to fill out. I mean, This is the place where candidate needs to sign, and it's got a placeholder. If I go back to the document, you probably didn't see the placeholder for the candidate to sign. It's because I've changed the font color to white, to the background color. So when the PDF gets generated and then the signature is overlaid, it's not visible. So this is the placeholder for signature for the signature. This is the placeholder for sign date, and I've got the same thing here. For date of birth, I'll put a placeholder. If I show you, just change the name, employee DOB for phone number here, and I've done the same thing for employee address. So if I go back here, I've just specified a few more fields. I've set the field type to text. I've said this is the placeholder for the field, and this is I want to call it employee address. The same thing for employee phone and uh, date of birth. For the manager, I'm not collecting any information. I'm just specifying two fields to sign and stamp the date of signature. Now, if I look at the output of this action, that means when the action gets executed, when it's done executing, I've got access to all this information from the document. How cool is that? So the candidate enters all those information, and I can access those information in the subsequent actions in my flow. That means I can use them to add a new row to the sheet. Now that's what I'm doing. Let me actually open the sheet as well so we can see it in action when I run it. So I'm going and populating this sheet. I leave this open. And then finally I go and save it to Google Drive folder. Now let's go ahead and actually run this process and see it in action. I'm gonna start a new instance in the debug file. Say yes. Takes me to the test mode. Here I can see the live progression. If I go and the documents are now generated, if I go to this folder, these are the documents which got generated. If you look at it, it's populated the fields I had, and at the bottom, those are the white, the fields which I changed the font color to white so they don't appear up here. Let's go back here. This apparently sent the document for signature. So first comes this same user, and the document is here. If I say review, this is the candidate. Here. If I come down here, you see those information I specified, they show up here. I say September 20, 1990, phone number 61444444, and address is number 2, Brighton, Victoria 3186 in Australia. And I'm going to sign here. Okay, now just a reminder, all those information will be available in the flow, which I'm going to use to populate this sheet. Now press stop, finish. The next step is it's going to assign a task to the manager, which is of a specified this person. So here I just need to sign. I didn't add any extra text input fields. And also, as you can see, all this information are already available in the document. Just go and say sign, add up and sign. I've signed it. Now I'm going to press finish. Let's go into the add row, and add row is done. As you can see, the information, the specific information are available and got added to the sheet. As you can see, you can use the eSign Power Task Form feature of Zenphi to optimize your processes to use the same document as a task form while it's getting digitally signed. In this case, I use a Docusign sending envelope. I'm generating document in Zenphi. However, I wanted to highlight you can also use your Docusign template as well. I've uploaded the same documents in Docusign and added the fields here. I've given each field a name. If you come here, you can see I've called this address, I've called this phone number and date of birth. So if I go back, here, if I wanted to use a Docusign template as well, I could do it. So I go and select that template. The template gets selected. And as you can see, for the candidate, those fields are already pre-populated. And I can give them a default value or I can leave them empty. And when the action gets executed, again, the value of those fields are available to me as part of the output of the action. Also, you've got the same capability with AdobeSign. You can use it as part of eSign Power Task Form and make your process a lot more efficient and effective. So hopefully this patent pending feature at Zenphi makes your automation a lot more joyful and enjoyable. So yeah, happy automating. Thank you very much.